have Blue, is what we have been going by this week. Good boy. He is a very attentive boy. Easy. We are just going on a walk this morning, practicing our leash walking here on the road, actually. Good. Trying to keep him on that left side with that nice loose leash. Good boy. This way. So I like to keep it nice and loose. On my left side, we walk all of our dogs on our left side, actually. He's been doing really well with it. I don't want to, this way. I don't want to tighten up that leash because it actually teaches them to pull even more. Wait for him to go back to that other side. This way. Good boy. And I'm going to pick it up and continue walking. Now this is a little difficult to do with good boy. Good. Again, this is a little hard to do with all of my hands, or just my two hands, leash walk, give treats, and record all at the same time. So I try my best to do a video like this. Nice loose leash. Good boy. I give him lots of positive marker words when he is looking up at me. This way. Good boy. Only because I want him to know that he gets positive rewarded when he is a good boy. Now we have a car coming on our other side, so that's why I'm walking on this side. Good boy. I want him to get him to focus on me and not the car going by, so I'm going to have him do a sit. Yes. And just kind of feed him that treat as the car goes by. Good boy. Good boy. What is that? Is that a car? This way. Good boy. Good boy, Blue. So again, like I was saying before, we are changing over his name to Blue. So just using Blue instead of Max, since his name wasn't Max for very long. He did get introduced to Max. This way. Good boy. But he is also responding well to Blue. Might just take a little bit longer, just because it is a little confusing for them, but it isn't impossible at all. Good boy. I'm going to have him sit when I stop. Yes, Good. So not rewarding when he's jumping, only when he's sitting like a calm boy. Once he sits, that's when I give him that treat. Good. Yes. Sit. Good. We're on the floor, give that reward. You keep dropping them. There we go. Let's fix that leash. Give me this paw. Oh, there we go. Okay, this way. Yes. Sit. Good. So his paw comes up every time he wants that treat. So trying to give it when he's not pawing at me is the key. And then as soon as I give him the treat, he paws with the other foot. But that's okay. It's all a work in progress. Eventually he won't be doing that pretty soon because he is already starting to do it less and less times when I don't give him the reward when he's pawing this way. A little bit about leash walking is if he goes out in front of me and hits the end of the leash, I'm going to say, easy. Refocus him to my left side and continue walking. Good boy. Good boy, Blue. Good. There you go. Yes. Good. Yeah, this is a little bit about Blue's leash walking. He's doing very well through all of it. Nice loose leash walking on my left side. As you can see, he kind of just stays right by and just always has his eyes on me, which I love. Good boy. He's very, very attentive and focused on me, and I love to see it. Good boy. So this is Blue, and in this part of our update, we are going to be working on our place command. So we use a corunda bed right here. Good boy. Good place. It is a raised dog bed, and he is not supposed to get off of that bed until I give him the release word. So he can do whatever he wants on that bed until I give him the release word. So I tell him place, point to the bed, and he hops right up on there. I give him a treat just because he is starting out. Okay. And then the release word is okay to get him to come off. So of course he is still learning this. He is still going through the process of learning it. Place. Yes. Good boy. Using lots of positive marker words throughout this. If he gets off, I'm going to pick him back up place, and tell him place. So I'm putting him right back on that bed, telling him place. That way he knows how to follow through. We're making him follow through with that. Of course, it's all a learning process. Good. I'm gonna go up and praise him because he self-corrected right there. So he thought about getting off and then he thought twice about it and didn't get off. Good boy. Place. Now it is challenging for them because they are very attentive puppies, especially Blue here. He is very attentive. He always wants to focus on me. So having him go to this place command and being away from me is good for him, but also a struggle at the same time. So like I was saying before, sorry, an alarm went off on my phone. It is a struggle for them in the long run. So he, place. So he hopped off. I'm gonna say, pick him back up, put him right back on there and make him follow through. And then in a little bit, I'll give him the release word, Okay, good boy. So I want to try and keep it a little shorter because the longer I make him wait, the more anticipation builds and builds. Place, good. And I want to start small and then work my way up to longer time periods. Place. Of course, duration will build and build and build until he goes home, but right now this is kind of the fundamentals that we're working with, and he's doing very well, as you can see. Place. Okay, good boy. Eventually down the road, I want to be able to point from over there and tell him place. Yes. And then him walk right up on there and start from there. Good boy. Good boy. So as you can see, he does know and have the idea of the place command. Good boy. Place. Good boy. Place. So of course, the distance will also build, okay, as well as the duration, but kind of starting off in short little distances like that. Place. Yes. Good boy. Helps him get stronger and stronger with this command. Place. Good. So when I do pick him up, I want to use as minimal touching as possible because I don't want him to get the satisfaction of me touching him when he breaks. Place. So just touching him as little as possible. I can even grab that leash. Maybe not. Place. I don't want to yank him back up there. Just Place. Just because I don't want him to think of the corunda bed as a negative experience. So by picking him up, putting him on there, it's not like dragging him by that collar. So I don't want to do any of that at all. If he walked up there willingly, I would use the leash, but if not, I'm just gonna pick him right back up. Place. Good. Place. Good boy. I'm gonna praise him for that because that was all him. That was really good. Good boy. Place. And I want to try and use more of a calm pet, not like double hand, super rubbing him up, getting him super excited because I don't want him to accidentally get off because that isn't his fault that he's getting excited. It's more your fault or my fault if I'm super praising him. So kind of keeping the praise to a minimum, just nice little pets. That way he doesn't get super amped up, jump off, and then he has to be corrected because he gets off. I don't want him to think that he's doing bad by that. And he can do whatever he wants on that bed, so he just thought about laying down. I'm perfectly fine with that. He can lay down, stand up, spin around, walk around the edge of the bed. I don't care as long as he doesn't get off this bed. So I want him to stay on the bed. I also don't want him to touch any of his paws, back paws, front paws, off the bed. I want him to be completely on that bed. So the reason we used a raised corunda bed at first, or a raised dog bed, something like that, is because they can decipher it from the ground. So they know and they get the idea of the command. A lot of people use rugs, bean bags, regular dog beds, fluffy dog beds, whatever you want to use for the place command, it all works. We just start with these. They're easy, they're simple, they're easy to carry around, easy to clean, and they can decipher them. Okay, I'm gonna release him because he's been up there for a little while. Good boy. Good boy, Blue. That's so good. I'll do another short one. Place. Yes, good place. Good boy. Place. So he didn't really realize that, but once he did, he pulled his feet back up, which is perfectly fine. Good boy. So another thing about the place command is that it's very useful in the home scenario. So let's say you're doing the dishes, can't pay super close attention, and you don't want them under your feet, throw them on the place command until you're done. Place. Another one is, say people are coming in the house, they're not super cool dogs. You don't want them to getting bombarded by your puppy or a dog. So sending them to this place command, having them come into the house, having them settle all down. Place. He's getting super, place. He's getting super excited now because I'm talking so much. As I was saying, having them come in the house, settle down, then releasing them to go up and say hi. Another one is, say you're eating dinner, you don't want them under your feet or begging, sending them to the place command also is good for that instance. Okay, good boy. Good boy, Blue. When I say the release word, I always kind of like to use a higher pitch tone, just because it gets them excited that they can finally get released. Good boy. But Blue is doing very good. I'm going to have him end on just a sit and a down quick for us. Sit. Yes. Yes. Down. Good. So when I do downs, I'm rewarding with this hand. That way he's not expecting the treat from the hand that I'm doing down with. So I say down. Once he lays down, I give him the treat with my other hand. Good boy, Blue. Good boy. And we are still working on the batting. It's a little bit of a persistent issue with him. I wouldn't say issue because he is good. Yes. Yes. Down. Good. Good boy. He is working out of it, so I'm happy to see that he is finally not always batting at me. Yes. Good. So just making sure I only give that reward when he is not batting at me, but he's doing really good, and this was his place command, as well as you're going to see leash walking in the clip before. So yeah, good boy.